my friend. You are my friend, my friend, my friend. Lord, when I hold your hand, because I see your face whenever you're near. Hey, Elaine Berry and Linda Murphy, did y'all see that pitiful display? Okay, I hope that what's the girl's name? Let me see. What's Demi Davis' mother's name? Tracy D. Tracy D, I hope you were watching, because the FYEMONSTER, you accused the FYEMONSTER of never having no friends. And you said, never trust a bitch, they ain't got no real friends. She been in Chicago for damn near 40 years, ain't got no real friends. So, miracle among miracles, FYEMONSTER shows up a couple of days ago with a real friend. She said, this is 25 years she put in there. And I have never heard the word friend used so much. She kept wanting this woman to verify that she had friends as a little girl. And when they went to church, and she said the woman was with her when she went to get an abortion, and the woman said, what abortion? She didn't even know what the hell she was talking about. So basically, the FYEMONSTER attempted for this woman to verify everything that she says to be true. She brought in that she had this son. She wanted this woman to verify this. The woman didn't seem to know anything about no damn son. She knew about this, the man she got pregnant by. But we wanted to, if you go on, here's the thing. Tracy D accused the woman of never having friends. Other people have said, where's her real friend? She ain't got no real friend. She can't have a real friendship, right? So she done brought this person on. She named the video, I think, 25 years of a real friend or some shit like that. Hold on. I think she named it 25. She brought the girl on. Where is it? A friend of 25 years here. Okay. FYEMONSTER, don't be so obvious, honey. Hi, y'all. How y'all doing? Elaine, okay. China Doll. Kennethia Russell. How y'all? How's everybody this morning? The Thea Ricks and Stephanie Harden and Cheryl. Hi, Cheryl. That's my mama and my sister's name. Hi, Cheryl. I didn't see it yet. Okay, I made it. It made in time for the song. I should just go on YouTube and learn the song before I attempt to butcher them, right? Anyway, I saw this woman on here. I know some of y'all don't like me talking about her, but some of us, we like it. We're just following the brief sector, you know, talking about what's going on here. But she went on here, made this woman, this poor woman, who probably ain't seen her but 3 times in the last 25 years. FYEMONSTER, can we assume that you've been in Chicago your entire life, that somebody went to school with you, that somebody was in your grade school, and somebody lived next door? I mean, you calling this woman your best friend? Somebody you said we know each other 25 years. Lord have mercy. If I met somebody back in 1980 and I saw them again in 1992 and I saw them again in 2000, now is that somebody I've known for 25 years? Because we met 25 years ago, child, does that not mean we've known each other that long? We've not been in relationship for that long. How long was your actual relationship? So she's going way out of her way to prove that she has outside friends. She keeps wanting the woman to verify that she had other friends. Remember my other friend? You didn't like my other friend in high school? Hit dog will holler. That girl accusing her of not having no friends really got to the FYEMONSTER. I mean, she just said, friend, remember I had the other friend and you didn't like those friends? Or remember the church friends? Girl, don't be so obvious. You never let them see you sweat. You never let another woman you battling with, child, knowing that she has gotten to you. And then you come back showing evidence. If you want to show evidence and receipts, show us evidence and receipts about that PPE. Or, excuse me, I've been corrected. PPP, the loan that is for employees. I think it's $1,000 per employee. We haven't heard any response about that, FYEMONSTER. So we would like for you to come and break that down. But we don't want to start too much scuttlebutt because we don't want to end up getting you investigated. So let's move on. Let's talk about this upbringing of yours now. Okay. All right, FYEMONSTER, you're trying to paint a certain picture, right? About you being raised up in holiness. You picked up the name. I'm trying to figure out, okay, either she was a church girl or she was a thought or someone of dubious character, right? Now, y'all know I've been gay my whole life, right? But there were a couple of instances as a teenager when I attempted to cover up the actual fact of my life. So I started dating this girl. I couldn't call it a real date because her parents wouldn't allow her to date because she was a very religious woman. And she had to wear long dresses. And she was so sweet. I don't remember her name now, but she was a real nice girl, right? But she was a Christian woman, raised up in a Christian household. So, FYEMONSTER, I'm trying to figure out what you would have in common with a woman like that. There is nothing about you that says holiness. I mean, nothing. From the mouth to the dress to the tits to all the stuff that you do, the evil ways that you perform and carry on, I just don't see it, girl. So what were you doing? You said your mama had a church in the house and you called her evangelist. Well, you can call anybody anything, honey. You can just come in here and your name could be Prophet 5A. There's no confirmation there. There's no one who has elected you or made you whatever you're calling yourself. So we don't know what the actual situation there is. We know that your brothers lived worldly lives, and we see the kind of character you have. I'm trying to match this up with raised up in holiness, right? Now, there's been some, some not too flattering comments made about your mom's background or whatever. And I'm a person of a dubious background myself. So we don't want to make it hard on anybody who's come through and been delivered. For me, the deliverance, that's a wonderful thing. That's just something that we should celebrate because you should be telling people about that so that other people are able to relate and connect to that. And perhaps you could bring somebody else out as well. Not because they believed in God, because they believed your story, right? But we're saying because a person is now a evangelist or a home preacher or whatever you call it, that doesn't mean that they don't have a certain kind of past. That doesn't mean that's the way you were raised. Many times people become these things later on. I didn't become even a Christian until I was 42 years old, 44 years old. When I came out of dope, I became a Christian. But there was a whole different person that existed before that. So that would be the when you were raised. You were actually raised in one household, which became another household as you were exiting the household, right? So get your story straight, the FYEMONSTER. And don't be bringing people on here. Who else is bringing their friends on 25 years ago? Because you knew somebody, you met somebody in high school, that don't mean you know them. You don't know them for 25 years. You met them 25 years ago. Maybe you were childhood girlfriends. I knew people, my grade school friends and my junior high friends and high school friends. I mean, I don't have any I don't have any relationship with those people. So I saw them. Did that mean now I've known him for 45 years? No, you met them 45 years ago. Hey, people. We're just shooting the shit about the FYEMONSTER. She enjoys this. The FYEMONSTER thing is she needs to keep her name. She just wants to hear her name, honey. That's it. So she don't give a fuck. Truth comes from the. I was wanting a woman. If this is gonna be your friend from all these years, we want to know what kind of woman you really were, because you can't just become that evil. The evil things that you do, all your doxing and all that kind of stuff, you didn't just get that overnight. So we like the lady to come over and tell us who was a thought in school, who was well known, who craved the attention of men. Who was arrested for shoplifting? I mean, tell us something. We don't want this woman to come in here and just confirm all the shit that you've said. Wasn't my son's husband, wasn't he fine? Oh, yeah, girl, he was fine. We've had enough bullshit from you, FYEMONSTER. If you're going to waste our time bringing these people on, 25 years ago, then let them come on and tell the truth, honey. Okay? That doesn't mean you have friends. I mean, the girl's accusation was that you cannot maintain friendships and that you have no actual real friends, right? So we want to know about people currently. Do you have friends now? Are they all online? Are they only familiar with the character that you have created called FYEMONSTER? Because before there was a FYEMONSTER, there was a Selena, right? So I think if you have an old friend, let me see. If you have an old friend, she would know the child, Shalina. None of us are the same person we were then. But I would like to know, was she in school picking on people? Was she a schoolhouse bully? What was Selena actually like? Right? I want her friend to confirm that baby. I'm just saying, confirm that baby. Well, she brought up her son, and the woman didn't seem to know what she was talking about at first. First, she said she was considering an abortion, and she wanted the woman to confirm that she had come close to an abortion, right? But the woman, it was obvious, did not know what she was talking about, and she was trying to catch up with FYEMONSTER to help her spin this story. Oh yeah, I remember. Oh, the woman had no idea what she was talking about, right? Then she went. I didn't watch all this thing. I only watched like 10 minutes of this. 5 minutes of this. Anyway, then she wanted the woman to confirm how fine some man was that she had a baby by. Apparently, this is a baby she said died from a coffee poisoning or something like that. You guys been following her a lot longer than I have. Did she actually say that her mother had murdered her child by giving him coffee? Something like that. Some story. I can't follow all this stuff, right? But I was just amused because I had just watched the video where Tracy D had accused this girl of having no long-term friends, right? Now, I don't have any long-term friends in San Francisco because I wasn't raised here, right? I was raised in Indiana. But if I went back to Indiana, then I would become reacquainted with the people who I went to school with and so forth, like that. But she has been in Chicago her entire life. So we're saying that Tracy D was saying that she expected her to have friends that she's had for her entire life, because Tracy happens to have those kind of friends where her best friend she's known for most of her life. My mother, her best friend, I think they met at like 12 years old, and they remained friends for their entire lives. We want to know, were there any of those kind of people around? Not somebody who you used to know. Someone that I used to know. Anyway, people, how y'all? How are y'all? Oh, a lot of people in here. What the hell is going on? Let me see. Hi there, Uncle Tim. I missed some of the other content you used to post. Okay, what other? Okay, Connie, I get what you're saying. Connie Bernard is saying, hi there. I missed some of the other content you used to post. So I just watched the older. Okay, I that's a gentle way to say it, Connie. I know what you're saying. You're saying we don't want to hear about the FYEMONSTER every day. You're saying I missed some of your old content. What was it, Connie? I'm not being a smart ass either. Well, I don't even. Sometimes I get on here and I don't remember what I used to talk about. I mean, there used to be a lot more going on. There used to be this horrible thing with the damn Donald Trump. I know that. And then, of course, I had that ongoing thing with the other person that didn't like. But what was I doing? I don't remember. My whole career on here has basically been beefing with people. I mean, I'm sorry to say, as a matter of fact, when I came to YouTube, it was in a beef. I was a one-sided beef. I came to YouTube because of this guy, Walter Lee Hampton, had this story. I was watching Facebook, right? I was barely aware of YouTube. And there was this guy on here with horns on his head and a pitchfork, right? There's a picture like that floating around with Walter Lee Hampton with no shirt on, right? and the guy who posted it was calling him a devil, and then we needed to get him off of I think Facebook was the issue then. So I went to YouTube to see what this guy was talking about, and he was outing somebody about some situation. I'm a person with HIV. I took it kind of personally, and I became aware of Walter's ongoing fight with HIV kind of thing, right? So my whole first 9 or 10 videos were confronting him about the situation with that guy. And then it just kind of ballooned from there. So I'm not even aware of, Connie. I mean, I do go and try and say, what are people talking about? What is the content today? But if there's nothing there, then you'll have long lapses. I mean, think about newscasters. Every day at the same time they come on, right? Now they have got to come up with a story every single day. It's not like it's something they have an option, right? So basically, they follow these few politicians. They've been talking about Donald Trump for 5 years. You see what I'm saying? Because that is the ongoing story, honey. Each channel will do the same story. But my point is they have to go with whatever's in their news. In our little world here, I've got to go by what's in front of me. Okay? So, Connie, let me see if you answered. What did I used to talk about that was interesting? Connie, where are you at? I don't remember. I guess I could just go stroll through old videos and stuff. But yeah, I used to get in. I remember I had that Jesse Smollett story, which I found very interesting because I was a fan of his. And at that time, I was a big fan of that show. This was like at the very end of the show, but the story was fascinating, right? And it's what people were talking to. So that was juicy. Maybe I made 3, 4, 5 videos about that because it was an interesting story to me. But something about the story has to capture my attention in order for me to talk about it, right? It's like now they're talking about this story with T.I. and his wife. T.I. and his wife. And I try to go back over and see if I can get caught up on that story. He's about to be investigated about this sexual allegations. He's saying the allegations are coming out of people just clout chasing kind of thing and creating the story out of nothing. Right. But I'm not that connected because I never heard a record of his. I don't even barely know who Tiny is. I just know that she's a social media personality. So I didn't attach to that story, right? Let me see. What did they do? Oh, some sexual allegations. A lot of people talk about the Real Housewives and things like that. Well, they have ongoing content. It's like somebody like Funky Dineva, let's say. Now, Funky Dineva, he is still, even though he is famous now and even doing very well for himself, he is still doing the Real Housewives of Atlanta, Georgia. But the good thing about doing the Real Housewives of Atlanta, Georgia is they present you with your content, right? When you follow a show like that, and he has a big audience of following because he followed for so many years, that's his content. Now, a lot of us enjoy him a lot better when he's beefing with somebody or going off of somebody or correcting somebody or going on into Monique. And Monique was another example. I just found her story fascinating. But anyway, those are more interesting to us. And I noticed that many of those rant videos that he has, they get hundreds of thousands of views. And maybe these other things, maybe get 5,000 or 6,000, maybe 10,000 for him. But my point is, he's got built-in content because he follows these shows and his audience is people who follow them as well, right? I'm not currently following any shows. I used to follow. I never got all that popular from that. I used to review. It was always Queen Sugar, and it was always Empire. It was always what was the preacher's name? God damn it! There goes the brain. Anyway, and that one on OWN. I follow those kind of things. So that would be something that I did. So that was 3 days. I would have content. Because I was doing them all at the same time. So I don't know. I don't went on one, Connie. But people seem to like to talk about the FYEMONSTER for the moment. It ain't like it's an ongoing thing, honey. Okay. So I hope I addressed that okay for you, Connie. I feel you though. We all wonder about ourselves and so forth. Okay, I'm telling you, Uncle Tim, that was a lie. That girl ain't no friend. You can tell by the way she was talking and acting. I bet you that girl's husband can't stand the monster. More than likely, they ain't seen each other, but once every 3 or 4 years. That's the impression I got. Everybody has known somebody. I mean, in your old jobs, did you have friends in your old jobs? Is that somebody you're calling all the time? What kind of relationships have you maintained? But it's nice to have old friends. I mean, I would like to see. I guess I would like to see. I just never seen any old friends because I'm not from California. Now, occasionally I've run into somebody on the street here in San Francisco that I knew. Whenever you pick up and move to another city, you kind of cut all that off. Hi, Sugar Honey Iced Tea. What's wrong with your lettering there, Sugar Honey Iced Tea? You changed it? It's got all kinds of little marks all over it. Terry, I'm singing with you. Y'all want to sing? I like singing, honey. I got some more hate mail. Stop all that goddamn singing. Oh, whatever your gifts are, it sure ain't singing. Oh, you need to cut that shit out. Thank you, haters. Thank you for your opinion, honey. Thank you. Excuse me. You can't start your own channel, you know. All have. Who black and gay has it? We all have. Hasn't we all have? Who black and gay hasn't? Hi, LaSparkle Covington. I remember that lovely name, Covington. I went back to watch. I've been watching Dallas. Y'all remember Dallas? It came on at the same time as Dynasty. Dynasty, to me, is something I watched all the time. If it was going on at the same time as this, I probably would have reviewed it. They have a new one. I don't think it's all that great, updated one. All of these remakes and things don't seem to work all that well, honey. They had Sex in the City. I saw that, and it was pretty terrible. And the new Dynasty, not feeling it. But it used to be Dynasty and Dallas and Falcon Crest. Those were all kind of in the same kind of group. Those are all available on Amazon Prime. Unfortunately, Amazon Prime, what they do is they let you watch a season or two and get you hooked back into it, and then they want you to sign up for something else and pay them again. I don't understand this whole thing about paying again. I mean, it's like the people already getting you for Comcast is already getting you for $100, $200 a month, and then they want you to pay for more stuff. Everything is more money. Life was so simple back in the day, honey. You don't have 4 channels. Sit your ass down and watch them. Everybody watched the same thing. Everybody talked about the same thing. My new bedside lamp. Oh yeah, I got it in the corner over there. At night, it lights up that corner. This bedroom has always been kind of dark. So what I use can light. This is a can light over here. I have another one. I ordered another one yesterday for over here. So you can just light the floor up as opposed to having all these lamps around. Because I have so much stuff around, you know. But that one up top, it's always been there. I miss the ability to decorate. I love decorating, and at some point you just finished. I mean, you can start canceling out stuff, changing stuff if you want to, but you're just done. You see, I lowered my camera a little bit. You know why? Designers. It's my new purchase. See that thing over the top of the bathroom, up top of it. I don't know what you call those, but it's cherubs. I have some in my living room, and I have some on both sides of these walls in the hallway, but I didn't have one over that door. So that's the last thing. It's like you got to think of something else you can do. Anyway, and then I can't go no damn where. So at some point you got to break up the boredom, right? And like the Flintstones used to say, charge it. Let's go shopping, honey. Let's go shopping for something. So there is no base that lamp. I got a great lamp over here. I got from a junk shop, but it's beautiful. Oh man. Okay. Y'all so encouraging and nice and sweet and good. I love your haircut. Thank you. Who Meeks? Whenever I need a little encouragement, you just go to your YouTube channel, honey. You couldn't watch it all. Dragging that poor woman on there. Girl, everything was to confirm some damn story she didn't told, right? See, I told you. See, I told you. You got 2 to 5 months, honey. I got friends. No, you don't, girl. It's okay. You're a grown woman. Usually what happens is you get it in relationships and so forth. And maybe the same thing happens when you're raising kids, but people get in relationships and they start focusing more on their relationships and less on their old friends. So you lose a few that way. Very classy and fitting for an author. Which one? Oh, the reading light. What she do now? Lord have mercy. What can anybody do something every day? The beef sector teased. Y'all see my video about Larry Reed live? He was reading the beef sector. I started to call it, make sure I apologized and everything to it, but I think it's right. I mean, he's kind of hard on the beef sector. But we ain't doing all that much different than anybody else, really. Because when you go over there to these entertainment, people do entertainment. They do like they're like 5, 6 people that every damn day they talk about the same ones. It's always Real Housewives, whatever the hell they doing. It's always Cardi B, you know. And who else is there? I mean, they talk about Tasha K some, but they talk about the exact same people every day too. They ain't doing no different than we doing. We just talking about each other while they're talking about anonymous people who they don't know. You know, I don't mind doing celebrity gossip if there's something that's interesting to me. Like the Spoiler story, I thought was fascinating. And he was gay, and that show was it's a groundbreaking kind of show, and I think. And then the story was so outrageous. And now the election is over. I mean, Trump is gone. I don't want to talk about that fool no more. I mean, he's still lingering in my conversation, but we just wanted him gone, honey. Dead and gone. Then, of course, Corona is absorbing all the news. It's all about Corona, right? I don't know what happens with that baby story. Pretty kitty will scratch you. Pretty kitty will scratch you. Did your kitty cat scratch you, girl? The pretty kitty will scratch you. Notice she wouldn't say too much about the baby because that's real bad karma to lie about a child. She claims you don't want to talk about children. She's gonna leave it off the children, right? But when she was going off on that girl 7 Stars the other day, she said she's gonna make a whole documentary about these children being murdered. Now, if that's not abusive, I don't know what the fuck is. You talking about murdered children like it's entertainment? Girl. But like I said, people, it's just like I just explained to you how I have to struggle to find content. Same with them. They got to come up with something to talk about every day, right? So that means talking about kids, they do whatever the hell they want to do. Get this thing down a little bit more. I think the next thing I want to do is I want to get a great big old monitor. This one is about 25 inches. I can barely read stuff. Maybe my eyes getting bad, I guess. I don't know. I'm gonna get a whole damn. I've seen they have these huge. I got to save up for it. Monitors for this computer in here. Yeah, you struggle. You want to do something, but I don't need no more pictures and statues and all that kind of stuff. I mean, I love that stuff. Even way back in the day when I was a thief, when I was a thief, shoplifter, this is even before I became a drug addict, I always had beautiful apartments, but everything in the apartments was stolen. I used to go out in the morning. One time, we used to live near Paramount Studios, right? And I always had this desire to decorate, right? So when people that someday say, "Oh, you ain't no decorator. What? Who you work for?" Oh, no, girl. If you like to decorate, now you can say that. Listen, I'm a minimalist. I don't like a lot of stuff, right? But there are some people who specifically like to decorate. So I consider that to being a decorator because you like to decorate things. I've always had that in me, even when I was a little kid, right? But when I was poor and I was I think this was before they even hit the drugs. This was like 20 years old or something like that. We used to live near Paramount Studios over there on Gower Street. And one day I came by Paramount Studios and they had left these big doors open. They had huge doors for bringing in props and all this kind of shit. Things that, real high. Anyway, they're always closed. But they had left the doors open, right? And I walked in there and the place was totally empty. It was like a huge warehouse there where they kept props and so forth. And they had this Egyptian desk. I still remember it. It was an Egyptian desk. It was made out of heavy metal with two ram's heads on the ends. It was, I guess you would consider it technically Art Deco, but this was one of the props they used. And it had this big old thick marble slab on top of it for the top of the thing. Well, I couldn't lift the goddamn thing. I couldn't pick it up at all. So what I did was I took the big marble top off, I scooted it off, and I stole the desk. And that's the way I decorated for I don't know, a couple years back in the day, honey. As a young boy, I'll go in stores and find stuff. But then you had to rely on stuff that you could get. You could. It's not the same as going to a store and buying what you want, right? That's just whatever you could steal. And then when I was in the junk shop business, I was going around to the junk shops. Then it was still about what was there. You had to choose from what was there. That's totally different than having enough money to go out and buy what you actually want. Yes, I know they'll use that against me. I don't give a goddamn, honey. All you gotta do is read the book, read the Meth Monster, honey. I ain't got no whole lot of secrets. That's what happens when you get delivered, honey. You say, Lord, I am not that anymore. I don't give a damn what to say about it. She was sleeping with the choir director. Trash. Y'all read a book called The Choir Director. That is a good book. The Choir Director by Carl Weber. If y'all want something to read, honey, and it's not a totally gay story. Basically, the first scene is what is gay, but the whole book is not gay at all. But it's about the choir director, story written by Carl Weber, and I believe it has been made even a like Wheat TV or BET, one of those little movies, right? But the choir director, it opens up with a woman on I think it's Father's Day or Husband's Day. She gets up in front of the congregation and start telling the congregation that her husband, who is the choir director for the church, has been sleeping with men and he is a homosexual. And she says all the ladies start folding their programs. Oh my God. And then several men in the audience, because apparently they had been sleeping with the choir director, got up and left and excused themselves to the bathroom. And there was a lot of fingers going up. Excuse me. And the woman exposed all the tea. So then they had to find a new choir director. He lost his job. And then the new choir director was a ladies' man. But that's an excellent book. Very entertaining. You probably get it for a couple dollars on on Amazon. Carl Weber. All I saw was they didn't have the same experience. No, Phi Baby was trying to feed that girl what to say. Just like somebody said that, who was I watching earlier today? I was watching somebody's live thing, somebody's panel. I think Tracy D was on it, and Rita was on it, and oh, I know who it was. It was Heidi Fly on Heidi Fly's channel, and they were saying that when she interviewed the guy Eric Kane, she had told him what to say and what not to say. So he had been coached for his interview with her. She seems to need she needs people to confirm everything that she says is the truth. That is because you're a liar, FYEMONSTER. See, if you weren't a liar, you wouldn't be worried about what other people say. For me, I don't lie. I try not to lie about anything, right? So I really don't give a damn what you say. Just say it, honey. She coaches them what to say. Hi, TLC and 3. Did I get it right? All right. You just taught me the other day. TLC and 3 is the name. People without giving them app where you can watch people without giving them a view. She was sleeping. Okay, you cannot maintain friendship when you think your vagina is a commodity. Oh my goodness, Key. Is it Key or Kai? You cannot maintain friendships when you think your vagina is a commodity. Something to be bartered. How she was when she was playing with crayons don't mean she right. How she was when she was playing with crayons don't mean she's the same now. She was a child then. That's when that woman knew her from, as being children. And now she's a grown woman. You don't know what the kind of beast you're dealing with. I don't know about these conflicting stories about her being raised as a church girl. I mean, if you're black, you're all church girls, right? Everybody has some experience with going to church. Either your grandmama went or your mama went or somebody went. I don't know that you're supposed to be carrying the title then you are evangelist or she's an evangelist and all that stuff. Because you have a meeting in your house. How many people can you have in an apartment? How big was the congregation? If you're living in a tiny little project or something, and you call yourself the pastor. I've heard fools come on YouTube with the YouTube, and they call themselves a pastor based on that. I look relaxed. Talks with Tara. Both her and the friend had on terrible wigs. I hope her hair company isn't selling that shit. I don't know how to judge the wigs. I don't know how to judge them, where the ones that are good or bad. To me, you have to actually see the damn things. It's hard to tell online, honey. Everything that looks good online is not good, honey. Right? It might look good online. We got to see and feel and touch. Okay. Their friend was loud and annoying. Well, so is FYEMONSTER. We don't say that name, Sean. Don't you say that name, that horrible name. That's that's a no-no. Can we talk about those horrible wigs? Oh, somebody else didn't like those wigs. Well, I didn't like the friend's wig, but I don't like picking on the friend. I don't know her. I don't know if she's a good person or a bad person. I know that FYEMONSTER tricked her coming online after people kept accusing her of having no friends, right? So she had to go and prove that she had some. But no, I didn't like that wig. Some I like, some I don't. You know, it depends. Like some people, I mean, y'all see Joy Reid on MSNBC. She been having some fabulous wigs. She didn't always look that good, but she looks fabulous now. I guess she got a right stylist, but she changes it all the time, you know. But sometimes some people look great in just short, natural hair. And some people look great in long hair. I mean, I guess it just depends on, you know, what looks good on you. I would agree that I thought FYEMONSTER looked okay. I've seen it before. She said she had it redone or some shit. I don't get the impression she's selling no wigs, though. I think she's selling a bunch of eyelashes. People just going over there to be supportive, because you can buy your eyelashes at the damn beauty supply where you've been buying them. They go over there to support, but they're not going to be going over there buying on $200 or $300 wigs. And I haven't even hardly heard the word bundles. Wasn't it all about the bundles at first? Bundles, bundles, bundles. That was the other every third word. And now you don't hear nothing about no damn bundles. Right? But y'all go to the website. I know women shop a lot, so maybe they will throw her a little bit of business. You're right, TLC and 3. Oh, Lord. Fishy's new read is going to be that Uncle Tim stole the desk. That's the way they are, honey. If they want to come over and get their head chopped off, they been leaving me alone lately. I guess they figured, oh, this bitch, when she gets her hooks into your ass, she won't let you go. So I stole a lot more than a desk, honey. That was the way I got down at that time. And I wasn't even a drug addict then. I just stole, honey. I started stealing from my mama's pocketbook when I was 8 years old, right? And my mama was not a wealthy woman. She worked her whole life. She worked in RCA, in the factory, whatever. But she is not the kind of woman who has so much funds that she wouldn't miss a $5 bill coming missing out of her purse, right? But I had this thing early on. I was still 5, 10, or 20 out of her purse. And I'm telling you, that woman would beat the shit. My mom was the kind of woman that she didn't need a lot of motivation to kick your ass. So that was dangerous going to her purse. I started doing that. Then I graduated. We moved to the projects after her divorce. And I stole more than everybody. I mean, we were all crooks in there, you know, little kids. But we would all go to the malls there and steal. I always stole more than everybody else. I only got caught a couple times doing that. But it stayed with me. I mean, I don't steal nothing now. I take pride in not stealing nothing. I ain't got to look over my shoulder or anything like that. But yeah, that was my thing as a young child. And I mean, she used to kick my ass about it too. And then when I stole, when I worked in the department stores, always stole out the registers, right? One time I was working for Robinson's in Beverly Hills, and my partner and I decided to move to New York City. Or really, it was my decision, because I had gotten this lawsuit and I had like $5,000-$6,000, and we planned to move to New York City, right? So we packed up all our shit, and I had the same amount of stuff I got now. It was always full, and sent it all the way to New York City, right? So we got there, and then we partied for the whole time. At that time, we both drank. We were in the clubs every night, and we went through that $5,000 or $6,000 in a month's time, right? And so we got the deposit back. I know I just told the story recently, or parts of it. We got the deposits back. A friend of mine was still living in our old apartment in LA. So we went back to Los Angeles. I had to leave all my shit there, right? Because I had sent all my furniture and I said I had that big old desk. That was probably one of the heaviest, biggest piece, but quite a bit of stuff there. And it was maybe $1,000 to send it there, right? So when we got back, before I left, I worked at Robinson's department store. Okay. So when we got back, I wanted my furniture back. I had accumulated some nice pieces, because my job at that time was at the Pacific Design Center. And so everything wasn't stolen, because sometimes they would just give to us when it was damaged from the Pacific Design Center. It's like this huge warehouse now it's bigger than a warehouse. This huge place where they have all these designer showrooms. That's where I worked. So I had nice pieces of furniture. Anyway, I said all that to say, I wanted my furniture back, and we were only getting enough money. Okay, so I went back to my job where I used to work at Robinson's, right? We were walking through the store, and I came up with the idea. I went to a register. I knew the store because I used to work there as well. And I pretended that I told the person who was working at the register, this young person, that I was relieving them. So I had to have been working when I came back at Robinson's. I don't know, I quit or got fired or something from that Robinson store. So I came in, I saw the guy at the register. The guy knew that I used to work there. I told him I was there to relieve him, but I didn't actually work for that store anymore. So I just went to the register and I took out all the money. I took out all the money and then I sent it to New York City to get all my shit back. So her talking about me stealing the desk, honey, that ain't even the beginning of it. Old dumpster diving, desk stealing ass. Baby, that desk was bad, honey. I wish I could get that motherfucker again. But that wasn't in no dumpster. That was in the damn warehouse. I got millions of stories like that. You got to be careful, though. People will say, oh, you glorified being a thief. Oh, you glorified being a drug addict. Girl, you'll see it. You'll get your turn. When you get to be old, it's all you're going to talk about, too, is what happened. Yeah. And then I had to, so I don't remember. I think I must have been, when we came back, I had to have been working for Robinson's. That's probably what it is. Okay. I took in this temporary job at Christmas time at Robinson's. Robinson's is like a Macy's in Beverly Hills, right across the street from Beverly Hills High. So I was working there, but I was not working that day. I was off, right? And then we were just walking through the store and I saw an opportunity and I told the person that I was there to relieve them. They left. I took the money because this move though. Then it was pack hair was the T 20 years back. Then it was bundles. Now it's lace. Okay. Does she have all that stuff? I haven't even been over there to visit her website. I mean, I don't have any interest. I don't need no wig. Of course, she's always going to claim that is rolling and she's a businesswoman and all that kind of stuff. She started claiming she was a businesswoman 3 days after the damn thing was up. Whatever. Has she mentioned show lately? A couple of days ago, she said that she was going to be in Los Angeles. She was called herself threatening 7 stars. See, I peek in everywhere. She said she going to be in LA in 3 months. So apparently she believes that they're going to be in LA filming in 3 months because she slipped and said I'll be on set in April. Right. I don't know how she knows what condition this world's going to be in. Will people still be traveling? Will Los Angeles even be open? Because we're not like Texas and Mississippi, honey. Most places are still not open for business. So she believes that. I haven't heard none of that from the other camp about show. So, but she just basically talking shit. How the fuck she know what's going to be going on 3 months from now, honey? My idea is that the show is just not going to rematerialize. They had an idea. We don't know what they got from the government or anything like that. We don't know about the finances. But I don't think this show is going to exist after this situation. There are a lot of businesses, people, a lot of businesses that will not return, right? They couldn't maintain their business for this amount of time. They couldn't just shut the doors for a year and still make their rent, payroll, whatever. They had to close the place down. And many times they were forced to close the place down. And a lot of those businesses are not coming back. Sometimes we have to accept, okay, it just didn't work, honey. People are trying to shoot pilots for shit all the time, particularly on this reality stuff. It may end up, I guess they could take the footage that they have, just guessing. They could take the footage that they have and make some kind of a web series, which is probably where it should have been anyway. But I don't know that those make all that much money. We'll see. Uncle Tim must read the top chat, not live chat. Okay. Read the top chat. Okay. What does that mean? Read the top chat. Okay. I don't know what you mean. The top. Who said that? TLC and 3. What do you mean the top chat? Not the live chat. So you have an option to go somewhere else? I got participants. It's got pop out chat. It's got toggle timestamps. Okay. I love to hear you say, thank you, Indie Cakes. That's encouraging. My haters really don't like it, though. They make it that point of their life to make sure I understand, honey. A lot of people who take singing very seriously, they'll have that opinion. Everybody, only people that can sing, you got to be able to sing well. Right? That's not my thought. Let me block you. I ain't blocking you, Sean Ferguson, but we don't say that name. So I'm just going to take that one comment out. Okay? No offense. Elaine Berry, thank you. What's understood don't got to be explained to him. Well, I don't know what the hell the top chat is. I know right over here it says live chat. Usually they have as an option. In the replay, they have top chat. I know that. But right now, all they got is live chat on there. I clicked on it, nothing happened. That friend was only to give her sis Tracy D a new story to talk about. Paddle hose on. And she went through everything about this. She's been telling us on here. She had to get confirmation from this woman who half the time didn't even know what the hell she was talking about. She said, girl, I can barely remember that. You're talking about 12 years old? FYEMONSTER. Let's see, from the TLC from the group Escape. Let's see, stay with the juicy stuff. What's the juicy stuff? Lord have mercy. Let me go over here and just take a peek. Sometimes you just take a peek on and you get a new headline. Okay, I don't see nothing. Oh no, that's the friend. Let me go to my subscriptions. Takashi 6. Hell, I remember now. T.S. Madison show's coming on tonight, 10 o'clock on WeTV. Now, that'll be interesting. So we're definitely going to talk about that. We want to support T.S. Madison. She's going to be like the other girl, Lisa Ray or whatever her name was. Remember, she went from YouTube and got her own TV show. Well, now T.S. Madison's getting her shot. So I guess it's like a reality show. They show some scenes this week. But whatever it is, we're going to go and talk about that tonight. 10 o'clock, she's doing it. So I'll probably talk about it tomorrow. Can we talk about those? Okay. Oh, I'm way behind. Ooh, I see what y'all mean, honey. I'm way behind in my comments. Okay, has she mentioned the show? Okay, old dumpster diving desk. Okay. I wish I could get that desk again. I'd buy it these days. I used to go into fine antique stores and steal shit. I was just a thief at that time. I mean, I don't remember even being ashamed of it. It's just what I did, honey. I bartered with the drug dealers. Back then, the drug was only weed, you know. These are scary times. Well, you know that, Connie. You know that Mississippi and Texas, people, y'all got to start getting mad at people for talking shit about the South. being behind and all that. Here, how the hell are you going to open up you're finally making traction. You're finally getting this damn thing under submission, and then you open everything back up again so we can start all over, the whole goddamn thing over again. Remember how much trouble was caused when these states tried to open up too fast, and then people were traveling back from state to state? They're just keeping it going. And I guess Biden doesn't have the power to tell them, no, you're not opening. This is a federal mandate. No, the states have to cooperate, apparently. And they have chosen to do that. I guess Florida already did. It's always the South, people. I'm sorry. I know a lot of you guys live in the South. What the fuck are you talking about, though? What's the big rush? You can't give it a couple more months? We've been down for a whole damn year. People start losing people that they love, honey. Then they'll say, well, damn, we did it again. We had it on the run. The good news is that they do seem to be pumping out a lot of these shots. Now they got Johnson & Johnson, one shot. It seems like a whole lot of black folks are taking their option for the Johnson & Johnson, the one-shot deal. I guess it makes sense to want to be through with it, done with it. Yeah, but I just can't understand it. I don't understand these people that make governors. I guess they do it all for the businesses who are pressing them. They want to open, and then you got all those Trump supporters who don't even believe there is a virus. They would never close it, even though they sit there and watch the whole goddamn White House get COVID. Hi, Gemini. There is a top chat option and a live chat option. At least there is in the chat. Well, you have a different option than I do. All I have is the live chat. I don't have the other option. When I do the replay, then it has the top. It'll show top chat, and then have live as well. Of course, it's not live then because we're already gone. You know. Okay. Let me make it a little bit bigger. There you go. What's up with Seven's girl out of LA? I love her commentary. I never watched her. I mean, I watched because I know those two are beefing. But long time ago, I think I was beefing. I had comments about something about the Oracle. Olivia the Oracle got into a little skirmish. Not any big deal. One video each. But she get on there and call me that nigga this and all that. I said, God damn, girl, you already disrespecting me. So I never got into her after that. But maybe she's okay. I don't know. You know, a lot of times we jump to conclusion, you know. So from what I understand, the girl 7 stars, she's into it with FYEMONSTER. And she said that she's going to start doxing FYEMONSTER's subs. And then FYEMONSTER got an attitude because she going to dox her subscribers. And then that's the night that last Friday that people start giving her all this money. She got 1,500 just in the super chat. It's all she's claiming, but we don't know what she got in all these other Cash App type things. Most of the subscribers, they would strongly prefer. I mean, most of the content creators would strongly prefer you give them Cash Apps as opposed to super chat, because super chat people take 30%, right? So we don't know the actual number, but I'm guessing she got about $4,000 that one night because she was going at it with with 7 stars. And then she was telling the people to make 7 stars mad by giving her money. Game recognized game, baby. I mean, that is one player. Anytime you can sit up here and make these people believe that you it is important for you to make 7 stars mad by giving you money, and then they go and do it, girl. That's a player there, honey. She got her a whole stable. fake friends, and hi there behind the throne. Did you hear that the Trump supporters think that Trump will become president today? Lord, they had to quadruple the security around the White House. Those are they really that stupid? I mean, why in the fuck are they following that dude Trump? Trump ain't did nothing for nobody. All he did was on there and act like a racist, and they just love that. They ate it up. Every racist organization in the United States of America, all congregating on Washington, and they say, "Oh, it's not about race." Yes, it is. It's the only thing that he talks about that you guys agree with is race. Getting rid of all the Mexicans, getting rid of all the Middle Easterns, suppressing all the blacks. Don't let them kneel down. Don't let them protest nothing. Whatever the argument was, he always chose these racist people because that is who he is. And he identifies that. He probably had people going out and finding out what made these people the most angry. And then he came down the escalator to announce his candidacy by attacking Mexicans because he figured these white people were so afraid of Mexican people taking over. It because their numbers were growing. The Latin community numbers are growing so quickly that they feel very threatened by that. And that's what he ran on. Put those babies in cages, taking people's children away from them. Like some rich fucking supposedly billionaire just come and take people's children away from them. Because they can't. Didn't his people come here? Isn't the wife, both of them damn bitches, excuse me, ladies he married, didn't they come from somewhere else? Why is only the white ones allowed to migrate? And everybody else is a shithole country. Why are we having them shithole countries? Donald Trump, you don't understand because you're a racist. You don't give a goddamn about humanity, honey. All you care about is people who look like you. I'm from the South, born and raised, and now live in Massachusetts. The state is a lot more progressive, so now I see how some of my family left the South and never went back. Well, they do seem to be behind many times in many arguments. These governors in Texas, Florida, Mississippi, they always seem to be in opposition to anything that's going on with the rest of the country. They always seem to be a little bit behind. And now they're opening up your states. I mean, they're saying not only do you not have to wear a mask, what the fuck is a mask? What is the big deal? Aren't you used to wearing a mask in a year? But they got to, oh no, you ain't got to wear one. What sense does that sound so Trumpian? But not only that, everybody's business is open. Everything is open like it never happened. I mean, that's not supposed to be ignorant. How much longer would they have to do it? I mean, if they can keep giving these shots out the way they've been giving them out, we'd probably be good by, April, May? And now their whole state is going to be in the same position in April and May. Same, the way they are now are much worse. You're from South Carolina. Well, it seems like most black people come out of the South at one point. I mean, we all there. My family's from Tennessee. So we started in the South. So, I mean, I know a lot of black people live in the South. I'm talking about your governments and your governors, people who are making decisions on your behalf, right? I mean, I guess it would be okay for business people, but I mean, how many people? What is the percentage of people who are business people though? They ain't the majority of people. You gotta think about everybody else, honey. People gonna go into those jobs, no mask, and then they're gonna get infected. So because they work for you, then you have a right to decide if they live or die. Because they got to go home to their family. Did they give it to the wife? Do they give it to the kids? Nobody's got a mask on, right? And the business is open, so anybody can come in there. People come in there coughing and shit. It's okay. It's all good. It's all in the air, right? My point is, they wouldn't have to do it for that much longer. They've come this far. They've come this far by faith. Well, leaning on our Lord. They have been trusting in his holy word. If we had a little bit more faith, people. It's not amazing those kind of people, they like Donald Trump. They were all in all these rallies of his, all maskless, all defiant, always opposing everything. Trump was against from the time he got in office. He was against the FBI, CIA, every agency in the government. Honey, he'd rather listen to Putin. Oh, I wish that man just go away. Just go sit down some goddamn where. I mean, now he wants to run again. Did anyone see the doc on Netflix? Amen. The document, Amen. What is that? Some big celebrities on it, right? I watched something on Netflix last night. Oh, I watched the story about the Mormon murder among the Mormons. Now, I read that book. What's the guy's name? I read that book in the prison, and then when I got out, I've seen several documentaries about the story. But that Netflix presentation of the story is pretty good. It's about the guy who, I think he just came live. Sometimes I don't review things on Netflix because I don't know how long they've been on there. But you think you're talking about something current, and it's been on there for a year. But the Mormon guy who was a forger, a master forger, who had been selling fake documents, and then when he was about to get busted for selling fake documents because it's going to be authenticized or whatever, he ended up murdering 2 people and injuring several others to hide his lie. It's good. I think it's called Murder Among the Mormons. Okay, Atlanta is split. Some sides wearing masks, some don't. Seems so unfair to expose other people. I hope these people are not going to have, they can't make their employees not wear a mask if they want to wear a mask, right? You can't just go in there and have people sacrificing their life because of your beliefs. I would hope that they would not have that. Of course, they'll find a way that, okay, you either wear the mask and get the fuck out. They can do that. It just cause it would have been so much better if they could have had a federal law, and this is the federal mandate. But apparently the federal government can't do that. I went to a farm in North Georgia. What's this? Here? So Gemini says Atlanta is split. Some sides with wearing masks, some don't. I went to a farm in North Georgia and no one had a mask. They're all white, right? Yeah, they always calling us ignorant. Who's acting ignorant now? All those Trump rallies, when you look at them, the only people got a mask on eventually, or the people sitting behind him, where he puts the one black person. The Cecil Hotel docu-series was crazy. Yeah, I didn't watch that. I was familiar with the Cecil Hotel, though. Or I used to hear talk about it all the time in LA County Jail. That was the drug hotel downtown. So my point was that they probably have a missing person there every month. I mean, it's the crack house. It's 700 rooms, and they got crack, heroin, prostitution, pimps. They got everything in there. So I didn't find it particularly fascinating that one person will end up missing. But I didn't watch it, so it's not for me to say. I live out of that state now. Out of what state behind the throne? Out of Georgia? Out of Atlanta? I was impressed when we went to Atlanta, though, because I had never visited there. It looked, as far as the way it looked beautiful. A lot of black people. I thought it was a good experience, but some of these people in these damn government, I don't know, honey. Yeah, Skid Row is huge. Well, Skid Row in pretty much every town. There's always a low bottom. In the South, they used to call it the low bottom. Yeah. The big thing now is homelessness. I don't remember it being all these homeless people on the streets when I was younger. I mean, I'm sure people were still going through, but I don't remember all of these tents and stuff like that. And we have a terrible problem here in San Francisco. I mean, just awful. It's been better in this neighborhood. This is a good neighborhood, but it sits right. I live right next door to Safeway, so homeless people, they tend to congregate around places like that because you can always go in there and steal or get food, whatever. But lately it's been okay, but they've been forcing them into the Tenderloin. The Tenderloin has always been drug infested area, but a lot of these things were getting changed with gentrification. They were forcing the people over to Oakland, outside of San Francisco, and then Corona hit, so things kind of slowed down a bit. But we were in a building boom when it hit. Anyway, they've had a homeless problem here since I've been here, definitely the last 30 years. And even before that, I used to come here to party. They always had a homeless problem here. You'd think they'll be able to address it, because, I mean, they got a couple of thousand people on the street. I mean, aren't there buildings that can hold that many people? I mean, you put the people on GA and keep the GA check is how it works, basically. But of course, they have to have more security and stuff like that. But you would think they would come up with some solution. I think all that shit started with Reagan and his pull yourself up by your own bootstraps bullshit. There's people out here howling at the moon. They're so far gone. And he talking about pulling yourself up by your bootstraps. So I think they eliminated a lot of the housing for people with mental issues, because not everybody on the street is a drug addict. Some people have mental issues. Some people, unfortunately, have been raised in the street. So their parents live in the street or are in some kind of mobile kind of thing. I've encountered people like that. The second generation of street people. Isn't that amazing? Not to wear a mask is a symbol to kill minorities. We're the ones suffering. Well, people, you got to be personally responsible. I'm not walking out of here without, I got me a whole new box of gloves yesterday. I ran out. One day I didn't wear gloves. I put my gloves on. I noticed nobody else was wearing them, but it doesn't make any difference. I got to be where I feel like I'm doing everything I can to stay safe. So there's always going to be masks and gloves for me until we hear better. Even though I don't go no damn where. But every time I walk out the door, I got gloves and mask on. Then you can't go in anywhere. At least not here. I can only speak about what's around me. You can't go in anywhere without a mask on. Right? So how in the hell is a state going to say, oh, it's not necessary. Don't worry about no mask. You ain't got to wear one you don't. Why would you even take time to even form your lips to say that? Why even say it? Why even say it, honey? Take that mask off. What the fuck? I mean, what are you saying? Why is it necessary for you to eliminate people having a mask on their face? People in the Southerners, they put them in office, but we see how many, there's a whole lot of, I ain't got no better language for it. Stupid people. Stupid people in this country, honey. A lot of racist people in this country. Look at Donald Trump. Look at the numbers he got, even though he didn't win. And we all know he didn't win. But he shouldn't even been close. There's a whole lot of stupid people, a lot of racist people in this country who have these ideas in their mind. They're following QAnon and all this crazy ass shit. We're not as far advanced as I personally thought we were. I thought things had gotten so much better, but in the minds of many people, I don't think it's gotten any better at all. They are terrified they're going to lose the majority in this country, and it's so far from it. But you get somebody like Donald Trump encouraging them to believe this is the truth, because this is the president of the United States saying this bullshit. So he failed to get rid of all the Mexican people. I'm sure the Biden administration is going to do what is reasonable and fair concerning other people, because we're all people, honey. It shouldn't matter if you're brown or white. He don't mind the white people coming in. He ain't never had no problem with the Europeans moving to the United States. It's the shithole countries, he says. If he could have come up with a plan to get rid of blacks in this country, believe me, he would have did it. But it was impossible because we got such huge numbers here. If he could have found an angle, he would have ran on that. You're right, Connie Bernard. People are really getting too laid back with this virus still attacking us. Remember last year, this time we couldn't even find toilet paper in Lysol. That's right. It's not gone either. They're lost. How many people have they lost now? 500,000 people are dead, and millions of people have been exposed to this stuff. It's not over, people. Maybe you got it on the run now with all these vaccines coming out, and maybe there'll be more vaccines. Maybe other countries are still working on other vaccines. I mean, you get it on, but don't stop now. Why does a governor have to go and tell you to take your mask off? Why? I was fine with my mask. It wasn't bothering me. I got used to it. Throw them in the trash. You don't need no mask. Behind the throne said, I'm going to have breakfast food for dinner because it's way better than the grocery shopping in the early evening. Too many people. Okay, where you're at. I just had my meeting with the nutritionist yesterday. You know, I got recently diabetes along with everything else. And it went over. I can't hardly eat shit. When that lady laid out all the stuff I can't eat, I mean, I kind of basically been doing that for a couple of years anyway. But no starch, no sugar, of course, no salt, of course, because of the blood pressure. I mean, every time, I mean, I don't know what the hell you can eat. So I guess snacking is out. You can't have nothing with no juices. They're just no. She gave me a ton of paperwork or whatever. I'll just keep it basic. You gotta watch. You gotta have carbs, but you can't have too much carbs. Anyway, life is getting real simple for the kid. Has there been any? Let me see if it. Hold on, people. I want to see if there's any activity with this. There's supposed to be rioting on the 4th, according to these QAnon people. Let's see if there's any headline. Let's see if there's any headline. Nope. So apparently nothing happened. Top news, in it? Yeah, okay. They're about to vote on the COVID. Okay, why was the National Guard slow to respond? The same story. Okay, so there's no headline. I guess nothing happened. They're out there in full force though, guarding the White House. Have you tried okra tea? No, I haven't. They say okra is good. You eat as much okra as you want to. Yeah, my husband. It maintains its sugar level. Oh, we gotta look into that then, honey, Connie. Okra tea. Morton's Nature's Seasoning. Okay. There's no salt in there. Because I got high blood pressure for years. I got everything. I am blessed of God, honey. I hear you behind the throne. It's like air bubble food and wishful thinking on the plate. Lord have mercy. Well, fortunately, all I got to do is take a couple of pills a day. I don't have to shoot up insulin yet. Let's hope it don't get no worse. But I was at pre-diabetic for 5 years, something like that. To go back and forth, whatever. And then this year it took a spike and, it became official. Oatmeal is good. Yeah, I eat oatmeal. The other oatmeal is not good. The instant oatmeal is not good because it does have sugar. And it always eat more than one pack. So, but the original oatmeal, the oatmeal you make yourself, it only takes about 3 extra minutes. The instant oatmeal takes a minute or two, and then the old-fashioned oatmeal takes 5 minutes. So you just have to wait 3 more minutes. Anyway, then I kept pooting. So to stop the pooting, they got me. They said, "Well, take lactose-free milk." Child, I'm so sick of the damn doctors. I'm tempted not to tell them shit. They always taking away something. I'll try that tea though. Okra tea, huh? Okay. I used to drink chamomile tea to go at bedtime. I think I'm gonna get back to that too. I have a cabinet full of it. But I used to like the snack. And then they say the snacking is good because you eat, 3 or 4 meals a day, but tiny meals, small meals. It's better than eating a big, huge meal at the end of the day, which is usually what I used to do. But you can't snack on nothing. So I don't want to have a damn 3 prepared meals a day. So I don't know. We'll have to do the best we can, honey. We'll have to trust in his holy word. He never failed me yet. That's why I'm singing. Whoa, 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 can't turn around. We've come this far by faith. Hey. Dun, dun, dun. Unsweetened almond milk. That's what my friend drinks. I was scared to get it today, Crystal. I went there, last night. I said, okay. They said no lactose milk will be better for your stomach. So I went and I saw unsweetened almond milk. And I said, well, that's what my friend drinks. I said, no, that's too drastic. I gotta go slow. So I tried this lactose-free milk today, and it's almost like it feels like milk with watered down. But it's better for you. And I only use it for cereal. So I just have a little bit of that. I don't know. But we'll work our way around to the almond milk too. We got to keep trying things, see what works. And I've got to have a discipline that you can test yourself. I've been doing it in the morning after you fast, when you first wake up. That's probably the truest reading. But you should do it all through the day to see how this food is affecting you, right? If you eat a sandwich, even though you use wheat bread, then you got to test it 2 hours later to see how that affects your system. So I need a dog. They claim they calm you down. Yes, you do. You don't have a dog behind the throne? Oh, girl, you got to get you a dog. My Squeenie asks me all the time, Daddy, why they don't got no dog? What you doing, Squeenie? They say they don't got no dog, boy. What you think about it? What you do? See that tail? That means you're happy. See that tail wagging? What you doing, Daddy? Why did you call me? They behind the throne don't got no dog, baby. Okay. She said, behind the throne, if you can't take care of a dog, you get you a kitty cat. I love my little doggy face. They are good company. They complain a whole lot less than humans. Oh, I don't get no hot flashes. Now, wait a minute. Hold on. That unsweetened almond milk works wonders for hot flashes. Well, I haven't gotten that yet. Do men get hot flashes, or is that a woman thing? I mean, I know it applies to anybody in the chat, but so far, all my equipment still works, but I haven't used it in years. Does hot flashes have anything to do with that, or is that just a legend? Is that cricket? No. Okay, I didn't realize dogs had personalities. Yes, they have personalities. I get attitude all the time, honey. If I don't do something right, he'll ignore me, go to the other side of the bed, and then I'll call him and call him and call me, ignore me, because I didn't give him the right treat, or I got the ones he don't like, or whatever. And they crave affection. They crave affection more than they crave food. At least this one does. He'll climb all over you and stuff like that. And he needs you to be patting him all the time and scratch behind the ears and all that kind of shit. All right, people. Ooh, we've been on here an hour and a half. Praise Jesus. Thanks for coming in, guys. Try to hang on a little bit longer, please. Hold on. Just a little while longer. Hold on. Hold on, people. Don't take your mask off. Don't you decide what goes on in your house. As for me in my house, we're wearing masks. Right? Take care of yourself. Don't let these people lead you into a pit. All right, guys. Thanks for coming in. Later. We've come this far